to today's episode of The Picture Show. I am Hunter Trombetta, and I'm joined by my guests Alex Richardson and Farron Wise. And today we will be talking about the upcoming LA Film Prize Festival, which showcases 20 local films. And anybody who comes gets an opportunity to judge, and the winner gets $50,000, $20,000, yeah. Are y'all both attending the festival then?
Absolutely. I'm going to be over at the Bossier Arts Council. We're actually hosting some of the films over there in our East Bank Theater, and hopefully I'll be able to break away from doing the ticket sales on that to go catch some of the films myself.
Yeah. I'm working at the Robinson Film Center for that, and so I find it unlikely that I'll be able to break away from work to see any of them, but I'll certainly try my best. But
I've never actually been, so I'm pretty excited. So I don't know what to expect or anything like that. So
okay.
It's been my first time.
So what films are you most excited to see?
I have one in mind that I really want to go check out. It's Cicero. Specifically, I didn't really check on too many of the films themselves about like what their stories are watching the trailers because I want to go in not knowing anything about the films. But Cicero really stuck out to me because it was actually filmed at the Art Council where I work, and I had already got a little bit of the plot from watching him film and how everything. It's about a hitman stuck on an elevator with his target, and so I kind of want to see that just to see that BAC representation. But I'm also like, I was on set while they were filming it, so of course I'm curious to see how it turned out.
That's cool because, like I said, in the trailer, it's just an elevator, so I didn't know what to go off of, and you can kind of let me know what's happening.
The whole thing is about it's a hitman hired to kill this guy,
That's cool.
And he gets in the elevator with his target, and they get stuck on the elevator. So this guy is apparently like telling his life story, and it's about this hitman. Like, he's like, do I still want to kill this guy? So, like, of course, I want to go see that one for sure.
Sounds twistedly funny.
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a comedy setup.
Yeah, pretty good on that one. And then another one I know I want to go see is the one called Ghosted.
Oh, that one looked really good.
I work with a lot of different businesses in there that have to do with horror, so I kind of really want to check that one out just because every year they have a different horror aspect to their film prize show, so I want to go make sure that one like kind of stands up to it. I don't know too much about that one, but I'm interested just from the poster of it.
Looks very twisted as well. Very dextery.
Did you have any other ones that you might have looked at?
I saw Maiden Voyage. It just looks really like sweet and funny at the same time. It's just, I think if I'm correct, it's about this girl who wants to, for her sister, she wants to be an astronaut, or
yes. Apparently she puts in like a video kind of showing like why she should be the one to go to space because they're doing all this like vast recruiting, and just from the description of it's like it's a little different. Yeah. And so I'm like, I kind of want to see it. It looks cute. She goes to the grocery
store, everything as an astronaut, and refers to herself as what, commander?
Oh, it's like I said, I didn't watch trailers, so now you're telling me some things.
That's pretty funny. She refers to herself as commander.
Okay. And I think it's really interesting, like Ghosted, even though it's going to be a low budget kind of horror movie, but I mean that's how a lot of horror movies are now, especially with the rise of Blair Witch Project, which is pretty old, but also Insidious was
or really even Us and the one that really Get Out. They had they were a little bit they had a budget, but they were still like a little bit within that kind of like low budget until they really started bringing some stuff into the actual filming and like set pieces on that stuff. But it was really presented as kind of a more low budget, like no high thriller, no special effects kind of thing.
Yeah, and I mean horror is one of the only genres that really lends itself well to low budget because it kind of the sense of authenticity is like kind of suspends your disbelief that you're watching a movie, and
that's like specifically why I'm interested in the Ghost one, because like I said, every year there's always only one horror film that makes it into the top 20, because like it's more than 20 filmmakers who submit their work to this. It's like 30 to 50, and like that from there the 20 gets chosen, and that's where they decide on like who will be the top 20 to go into the slates. So I know there was other films in there that got submitted. I know Bipsy actually submitted their summer film to the be in the top 20, and I know a group of my friends who work with Necromancer Haunted House. They submitted their own horror film called New Eyes, and so like there's all like it's a very tight race. And unfortunately, Bipsy and Necro weren't able to get anything in, but they're like next year, basically. You know how that goes. But I always want to try to check out the one horror movie that always makes it in. Because it's just like, how is it going to come out?
Is that your favorite genre?
Not really, actually.
No?
I'm super more into comedy and animation, but it's just a funny little idea. It's like, what's that one horror movie that will make it into the actual setup?
Yeah, and like you said, like a lot of people submit films to try to get accepted into here. And 20 were selected, and that selection process is, I think, by like a kind of secretive committee, kind of like the Oscars, but
Yes.
the fans actually get to select the winner.
Yeah, so like basically, they get to go and watch all these different films. There's 2 slates. There's 10 movies per slate, orange and teal, and they just go to either any of the theaters they want to go to, and just spend at least like a good hour watching 10 short films in a row. Check off which ones they like the most, and then they just go find the other slate and they watch 10 films in a row. And so like it takes some time. Like you got to pretty much commit your day to it, but
Like a weekend thing or a one-day thing?
it's October 4th through the 6th.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, like you get like a good like a little handful of days, but like it's a really enjoyable experience. You got to always remember, LA Film Prize is just one tentacle of this giant octopus that is the Prize Fest. They have, because I said, there's the film prize, there's the fashion prize, there's the music prize, there's the food prize, there's the comedy prize, there is a bunch of stuff.
Best actor, best actress, all that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they're getting bigger every year, it seems. I think Comedy Prize is still a relatively
Comedy
new
prizes look brand new. So is the
Yeah.
fashion prize.
Yeah, okay.
You said you're into comedy, so which one? I saw Stiff Arm trailer, and This Is Why I Succeed, and those look pretty funny.
There was one that I saw called Rip, which was the tennis player who'll do anything.
didn't see
like,
that one.
It was like the very last one, and I like, of course, looking for horror, I was like, what's Rip about? And I looked at it, I was like, all right, this isn't horror, but it looks super funny. And I did see the one about like This Is Why I Succeed, so I'm kind of interested in that one as
They
well.
start off in this, I thought it was going to be like a kind of a cheesy sports, and then it's like he forgot his speech in the middle of a passion speech. It's funny.
Like, there's a lot of talent that goes into these films. I'm very much looking forward to them all.
Yeah, absolutely. And you forget sometimes, kind of being a smaller city, that, there still is a lot of, like that.
Yeah, it's amazing. Like one of the things that Gregory Kallenberg, who's the one that started this whole thing, he put into the rules of LA Film Prize is that you have to film your film here in Louisiana. You can't go to a different state. You can't go to somewhere you can't go anywhere else. You have to be in Louisiana. That's what makes it the Louisiana Film Prize. It helps promote film jobs here in Louisiana. It helps kind of support the economy and the art aspect of Louisiana's art economy, and just really brings a new life and locations and everything. Everything you're going to see in these movies are here in Louisiana.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are going to take a quick break, and after these commercials, we will be back with the picture show, talking about the LA Film Prize. Be right back.
You know a lot. You really go into detail.
If any of the children you know are among the estimated 15 million who take care of themselves between the time they get home from school and the time their parents get home from work, a look at after-school programs might be of interest. According to Colorado State University, more than 4 out of 10 children in kindergarten through 8th grade participate in such activities at least once a week. These programs can keep children safe, help them develop social skills, and improve their academic performance. High school students in after-school programs tend to be optimistic about the future and have more interest in school than their peers. They're also more likely to attend college, vote, and volunteer as adults, reports the Journal of Adolescent Research. After-school programs help with career exploration, skill development, service learning, and internships. It's estimated every dollar spent on after-school programs saves taxpayers $3 because of reductions in youth crime, teen parenthood, and school dropout rates. That may be why so many parents, teachers, and others are urging their communities to support after-school programs.
Hey guys, it's Abby here with this week's look at what's new on streaming and DVD. For streaming this week, we begin with Netflix, which features the premiere of the original comedy musical series, The Politician, starring Ben Platt, Gwyneth Paltrow, and Zoe Douche. This series will follow Peyton Hobart, who has known since he was 7 years old he would one day be the President of the United States. He just has to become president of his class first. This show deals with the world of high school politics and is the first show developed for Netflix by Ryan Murphy. The Glee creator made headlines when he signed for the development projects for the streaming service in February of 2018 for a reported $300 million over 5 years. Next up on Hulu, we have Rango, which features the voices of Johnny Depp, Isla Fisher, and Timothy Olyphant. The animated comedy western is about a pet chameleon who gets separated from his owner and stranded alone in the Mojave Desert, where he discovers his inner hero. Along the way, he accidentally sort of cons his way into becoming the sheriff of a small town and is forced to face off with a deadly rattlesnake. And finally, new on DVD this week is Child's Play, starring Aubrey Plaza, Gabriel Bateman, and featuring Mark Hamill as the voice of this legendary serial killer trapped in a doll, Chucky. The new film was released in June of this year and serves not only as a the 1988 version, but the original movie is also expected to act as a reboot for the entire Child's Play film franchise. And that's it for this week's look at what's new on DVD and streaming. I'm Abby Colvin, and now let's get back over to the picture show.
All right, we are back with the picture show here with Alex Richardson and Farron Wise talking about the LA Film Prize Festival. And I know you mentioned that the Beaux Arts Council is their East Bank Theater, right, is one of the venues for screenings, and I know there's pretty much venues all over downtown Shreveport.
Yeah, we at the Beaux Arts Council, we're a two-story building. We're in this old municipal courthouse thing, and upstairs we have this thing called a black box theater. It's not truly a black box, but it's a black box theater. And we show our films up there, and anybody actually who comes and watches their films at the East Bank Theater for the Film Prize gets a little East Bank sticker, and you can take that to all the different restaurants in the East Bank district, and they'll give you discounts on your meal. Yeah. And we're trying to do the East Bank district is relatively new to the area, so we're trying to push as much as we can, trying to get this sense of inclusivity. And so if you come over there and watch your films at our spot, you get discounts on some great food in the area. I know the Robinson Film Center is also doing a.
Yeah, that's the one that seems kind of obvious as a venue, but I didn't know that there was there's I think 10 or so different venues all across downtown.
I know Art Space is having one.
Yeah.
I know there's the Scottish
Rite Temple,
which I've never been to that. I really want to go check that one out.
I've been to one for a wedding reception. It's kind of like an event space.
It's like a Freemason area.
Oh, all right.
And I want to say I believe Minicine might be showing some over there. I don't think they're doing it. I think it'd be super cool if Cyport showed some at the IMAX theater.
Yeah.
I don't know if it'd translate well, but I think they should do it in the future. It'd be super cool.
Yeah.
I've never been to Robinson Theater. I'm not from here, so I don't know much. Is it just like an old theater? Or?
It's just kind of a smaller theater that shows more independent movies.
Yeah, it is a locally owned theater in downtown Shreveport.
Wait, is it by Rhino?
Right across the street.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I've never been, but I've seen it. Okay.
Upstairs, we have the Abby Singer's Bistro. There's 2 main theaters in there. It's all supported and funded by the city.
Oh, that's cool.
It's super cool. I love to go to that place.
I love to go in there on my days off, not so much whenever I'm working. But and that's a really good thing about this festival is it kind of brings people who normally, maybe aren't from here or aren't as familiar with the downtown area, which is they're always trying to push, to bring back.
Kind of why they. I want to say, because I'm not part of it, I want to say that might be a reason why they have the film prize around the same time that they do the Red River Revel here in the area.
Yeah.
Because the Red River Revel is 44 years old at this point, so this is their number 44, and people come from all over the country to come sell here and come enjoy this. So having the Red River Revel, if you get a film prize pass, you get to go to the Revel for free.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's vice versa, but I know if you have a film prize pass, you get to go to the Revel. And I think having all those people come here, seeing this event taking place at the same time, gets them interested in going to all these different events that are going on with the Fashion Prize, Music Prize, Film Prize, and Comedy Prize.
Yeah, they're not necessarily competing, but kind of hoisting each other up.
Yeah, they very much work with each other, and I think that's a very great thing to see in the area.
Did you apply for the Fashion Prize? I feel like you got this.
I actually worked at the Fashion Prize.
Did you?
The first half of it, because there was the Fashion Prize is very new this year as well, and it's kind of hosted and spearheaded by the Agora Borealis that's in downtown Shreveport, and they had a fashion prize kickoff at the Horseshoe Casino Day Club back in like April, and the winners of that got to go on to be in the fashion prize this October. For the actual fashion prize. So that one was kind of like the preliminaries, and now this is like the finals. And whoever wins this, I do believe, and don't quote me, it's been a few months, get to go to New York and show off their fashion
That's
with
it. I'm going this year.
with a
And try it out.
with like fashionistas up in New York, and it's a really big deal. And this is the first time they're doing the fashion prize like this with the film prize and Prize Foundation.
So it's like the Olympics of film.
Yeah. And then like I said, the music prize is always great. I've gone to the music prize, wonderful concerts, a lot of amazing local bands competing just to do who will be like the favorite band. And and then there's also the food prize, which I've never gone to. I'm so mad, but it's like $100 for a ticket, and I don't blame them because the food is outstanding. It's talented, well-known chefs coming to the area and like producing these amazing dishes, and like you pay $100-something and you just get to taste them. And I'm like, I want to do that so badly.
Oh, it's like a never-ending buffet.
Very much.
Oh.
So the Prize Fest is a lot that goes on, but it's a really amazing thing that happens in Shreveport Bossier.
Oh, I'm really excited.
Yeah, me too. So as far as the fashion prize you said you worked at, is it exactly what it sounds like? Because I'm imagining a runway.
There was a runway.
Yeah, okay.
There was a runway that went over the pool at Day Club. Okay. And so it's fashion designers from Shreveport Bossier and around the Louisiana area. They come together. They had a few months, and they had models who like came in to do from around Shreveport Bossier. Like a lot of it.
It's over a pool?
Well, like just that runway.
Okay.
Like they had a runway set up they literally walked over the pool. It was kind of awesome. And but it's local designers from here and around the area with local models from here around the area, and they just had their own. Everybody had their own style. And they got to just show them off, and judges that came from I know one came from New York, one came from Tennessee, and one came from somewhere else. I can't remember, California, I think. And they just judged, and they're like, they just gave their opinion on all these amazing different outfits, and whoever placed in that got to go on and compete in the October one coming up.
Yeah. And so I know the food prize. Do you know if is it only local chefs? Because you said from around the area. But
It's pure Louisiana?
I don't know that one for sure,
okay.
Because again, I never got to go. But there is a lot of local spotlights on there, and but there probably is some people who come in from around the area as well who just I want to get in on this. I know some local favorites like Christy Tift of Retro 521. She got to go and be a part of the food prize this last year. She might be in again this year. And but there are definitely some local favorites who really take the time to be in that food prize.
Yeah, wow. I know the chef at the Abbey Singer's Bistro, which is part of the Robinson Film Center, Tootie Morrison. She actually had her culinary education here at Bipsy. She won it one year. I know that for sure, but I wasn't sure if it was just because I know she's local, but I wasn't sure if it was just everybody's local or not.
Yeah, for sure. And I know it's so funny because the Prize Fest is so massive, and we're here on the picture show starting off talking about the movies at Film Prize, and now we're in all the other little categories of it.
It's still a part of it.
But it's just so massive. There's so much to talk about. It's hard to stick on just one of the things. But I'm truly looking forward to a lot coming from this
So if
year.
I tell someone about this, I don't have to say, it's just people watching movies. There's so much more.
No, yeah, I guess I was like, go out and watch movies,
Yeah.
but also go out and listen to some great music. Go out and listen to some great comedians. Go out and see some amazing fashion. Go out and have some great food. And there's a lot that comes with this.
Oh, wow.
But for the most part, I'll definitely be enjoying the film prize portion. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I'm most looking forward to. And I know the film prize tickets for that are going to be $50. But they also have kind of like packs where you can get And if you want to get everything all at once, then you can get discounted.
And then also as it gets closer to the event, the price goes up, but just because it's kind of like at the door ticket thing. Like you're always going to pay more than if you buy it in advance. But throughout the year, Prize Fest is out selling tickets. They do discounts everywhere. like they were like over at an event we did this past like last week with the Art Council. They were selling $5 tickets for like teenagers. Over at GeekCon, they're doing 50% off. They're always trying to get people to come in as well as they can.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope it brings a lot of people in. And
I better see y'all there.
I'll
Come
be
to
there.
East Bank District, you'll see me.
Yeah, you can come to the Robinson Film Center. I probably won't have time to
So y'all
stop and chat,
have to.
but I'll wave at least.
There you go.
So I guess we should say we better see you.
Yeah.
So real quick, because I want to give a shout out to where you work. Where's it at again?
With the Bossier Arts Council?
Because we did our film, Bipsy did our film there, and another film was there.
Absolutely.
So
That was
must
that was the one that was also submitted to the film prize this year.
wow. So they're really supportive of.
Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Bossier Arts Council is all about supporting art in the Bossier Shreveport area.
Oh, that's really awesome.
Yeah. And I know as far as the Robinson, this isn't the only film festival they put on. Just
no, this is
last
just
month
one.
we had the Gay and Lesbian Film Festival. There's just all.
I think they had and just before that they had the Urban Film Festival as well.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Yeah.
Robinson promotes a lot of film in the area, and it's a wonderful place too. You should definitely check that one out
I'm
as
gonna try it
well.
out. Go to Rhino
Yeah, sure.
on there.
Yeah.
2 in 1.
But so as far as movies, so we talked about 3 of them, right? Now I know that there's a rewards for just best actors, and I guess they're local too. Are there any that you're looking forward to see or anything like that?
Well, like I said, just because I haven't really put much research into the actual films, because again, I just want to be completely surprised by everything. I can't really say who there is, actor, director, actress, whatever wise that I'm truly looking forward to. But that's kind of the fun for me, where I just get to see, it's like, who is this person? Like, wow, they're so amazing, kind of thing. So I'm truly going in there a bit blind, to just kind of enjoy everything that I see all at once.
I like that idea. Yeah, I've watched some trailers, but I'm really excited about not really knowing much either and kind of getting the
Yeah.
whole experience.
And I guess since it is kind of a newer festival, I think, later as the years go by, there'll be, local favorites, I'm sure, that come
for
up.
sure.
And like people who just kind of start to really dominate the prizes and that sort of thing. Yeah.
Absolutely, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. But we're not quite there yet. But now as far as trailers, were there any other movies that you were excited to see?
Well,
Or?
they had this. It was comedy, and it was called Stiff Arm, and it had like a hangover vibe to it. It's this guy. He wants to get married, but he has an issue where he just stiffs up, and so his friends are constantly carrying him places because he gets stiff.
Okay.
It sounds interesting,
Kinda-
but it
kinda
looked
ridiculous,
funny.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
very
yeah.
ridiculous, and I love ridiculous movies.
There was also one that I was kind of interested in, because I also comedy's my favorite. I also kind of like a bit of the slice of life.
Yeah.
I think it was I'll See You Next Session.
Oh, I didn't see that. Is that about
I
therapy?
think, kind of. It's about I think that's a title. And it's about from what I read, it's about a single mom who's going to a therapy session while bringing her toddler along with her.
Oh, interesting.
And
Okay.
and it's it's kind of just like a little slice of like her life and everything. And the poster kind of grabbed my attention because it was very pastel color and like kind of simplified and everything. And I was just kind of like, I kind of want to see what that one's about.
Yeah.
And so there was that one that really caught me as well. And there was another one while I was reading up on just a few of the different movies that kind of caught me. And but there was one that was I can't remember the name, but it was about a older gentleman who
Something art.
yeah, it's like the Art of Aging, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
His wife died, and now he has to kind of come to terms with a life where now he's alone in life, where his son is both white and gay.
The cinematography just in the trailer was really beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, it sounds like there's a lot of good ones, and as far as comedy, I think that's another form that's really easy, low budget kind of
for
thing to
sure.
make. Action and that kind of stuff is you kind of need special effects nowadays. But I mean, anybody, especially you can get on YouTube and find stuff just as funny as you would on Comedy Central or anything like that.
Absolutely,
So yeah, really looking forward to some of that.
I'm looking forward to coming back. And when is the film festival again?
October 4th and through October 6th.
Yeah, coming back and just talking about all these really phenomenal, amazing movies and kind of dissecting them and
Yeah.
what we thought.
Absolutely, yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah, absolutely. And so I think we are just about out of time, though. Once again, my name is Hunter Trombetta, and this is Alex Richardson and Farron Wise. And this has been another episode of The Picture Show. come downtown and watch some movies with the LA Prize Fest, October 4th through the 6th. And hopefully we will see you there.